Hey, this is CJ.
And I'm Reimy.
And you're listening to Jam Chats
on BYU Radio. Today on Jam Chats, Kristen Nelson.
I'm still here, just a rolling stone. I've got nothing to show, so I come and I go as I will. 'Cause another day has broken, but you're not alone, because I know I'm just like you, one day at a time.
Kristen Nelson is a talented singer-songwriter from Illinois.
She's built a following through songs that are inspiring and centered on her faith and life experience. Today, Kristen discusses her passion to give back to others, especially children, and about her fear of losing herself when she became a mother.
She's ready to perform live, so let's head into the Jam Chat studio.
We'll take it one day at a time.
Kristen, welcome to Jam Chats.
Thanks.
What do you think about the name Jam Chats?
Honestly, I think it rocks.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're in from Illinois.
Yeah.
You're back to Utah.
Yeah. We don't have mountains in Illinois, and we barely get snow. So mountains and snow is pretty cool. But where I live, it's very much cornfields, soy fields, just oceans and oceans of it. And I really have fallen in love with just the prairie landscape. I hadn't been there either until I moved there. I've been there 12 years now. So
What town do you live in?
I live in Decatur, Illinois, just outside of Decatur.
So you're in Decatur, Illinois, and you wake up and here you are in Illinois. But what got you to Illinois?
Yeah, I do wake up and wonder that. Yeah, I fell in love with a guy from Illinois, and that's why I'm there. Basically, so his family runs a fifth, sixth generation warehousing business there.
So you've lived in Illinois.
Yeah.
You've lived in Utah.
Yeah.
Have you lived anywhere else?
Yeah, I was born in Pleasant Grove, Utah. I grew up right under the G. Our house just went up to the mountain. There was nobody in our backyard.
You grew up under the G?
I grew up under the G.
Did you go to the Purple Turtle?
I went to the Purple Turtle a lot.
That's the place.
Yeah, it was the place, and did tons of stuff there because it was a super artsy and maybe still is kind of town. And so there was just drama and music. And I was in the children's choir there and plays it was Valley Center Playhouse. It was just a beautiful childhood there. And we lived there until I was 9. And then my family moved to Atlanta, just outside of Atlanta. We have a huge family. I'm number 4 of 11. And
Wow.
So, yeah, when we moved from Utah, in my little happy bubble where my whole street was my church congregation. And then we moved to Georgia, and it was to this just quiet suburb, and just this posse of kids gets out of this big red Suburban, and we just kind of took over the neighborhood. And it was really fun because we knew how to play. But I had been homeschooled up to that point too. And so I started 4th grade there and went back to public school. And
That's a big change.
it was a big change, yeah.
Tell me about that. What was that like?
Yeah. Aside from just the culture shock of hearing y'all, and people were seriously saying that, they weren't joking, that people were actually talking Southerners, and that was just crazy. Everybody was just so nice. But yeah, starting school was a whole thing. But yeah, soon after my family moved to Georgia, we had a pretty huge thing happen. It was just about a couple months after we moved there. It was a really happy time. We were just all excited to move. We got started in school. I think there were 8 of us at the time in my family because we had more. But then a couple months after we got there, we had a house fire. And
Wow.
yeah, and it was really, really tragic. And my little brother, who was 3 at the time, he started a fire in his closet and hid in the bathroom upstairs. And my mom had been downstairs doing some laundry, and suddenly, it was either smoke or detector, and she realized there was a fire in the house. And there were a couple of my other siblings at home at the time, and she got him outside of the garage, realized that my brother Taylor was still in the house. But by that time, it was just super smoky, and she tried to actually find him and couldn't. And so that day, I got this message that someone was going to be picking me up from school. And I was like so excited. But I get picked up by my neighbor who I barely even knew. And I get in the van with her, and it was all my siblings and just like, what's going on? And yeah, she drove us to the hospital. And by the time we got there, my brother had passed away. And we were super close. We still are. And it was just a huge, huge thing. So,
oh my goodness.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah. After moving there, just a lot happened. But it actually was a really amazing thing because, like, our community, strangers we didn't even know, were just so sympathetic and kind and generous. And, like, our ward congregation was just incredible. They were at the hospital waiting to hold us and help us and helped us get through that really hard time.
I think that's so beautiful that, you have your family going through this tragic time, and yet your community was there. Your faith community was there just to support you and to carry you guys through this.
They did. It was huge. It was just like, we needed that community. It could have been so much harder without it. So in my memory, that's just like a really like big thing, tragic, traumatic, but also like really showed me that people are good.
How old were you at the time?
Yeah, so I was about 10.
So how has this shaped you, or how has this affected you?
I mean, in so many ways, but someone gave us a tape like a cassette tape of primary songs. And I would listen to that at night because at night I just really couldn't sleep either. It's weird as a kid, you just deal with stuff and you kind of like still play and like I was still goofy and I wasn't all serious. All the adults around me and everybody was so serious, but I still felt like a kid. But then I was obviously just holding a lot. And so at night, I think a lot of that I would just lay there feeling that. But I would listen to that primary tape at night with just the children's songs, and it just brought me so much peace. Like I was being held, like someone cared. And
yeah.
I think that's beautiful with music. It can bring us this peace, that can bring us this comfort, that can get us through these hard times, that get us through these stresses or life's problems or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Music has that healing power.
Definitely.
I think it's absolutely beautiful.
Yeah. And again, like just as kids, you don't really have words to articulate how you feel very well. Like, how are you? Oh, good. And I don't think I really understood what I was needing or feeling. But anyway, the music did and the spirit did. I felt like completely loved by my heavenly parents. Even though my parents were dealing with a lot, they couldn't be the ones holding me. But I definitely felt held by them. Another thing that came out of this later in my life, when I picked up guitar and I became just really into writing and eventually songwriting, I started writing a song that to me represented just kind of how I feel about life. And that is kind of the truth that things don't stay and that you kind of do make peace with it. And it is part of life. Things change. People do die. But that there's beauty in it. But maybe it was also just, something cathartic for me to write about.
What song are you referring to?
So the song is called Out of My Hands.
And you were thinking about your brother?
Yeah. I mean, I think I had also experienced other kind of losses in life, like even just friends, and just, as you grow and you go through life, you let go over and over again, or dating relationships and things that are so huge, but you have to let them go.
It's about letting go.
So in other words, it's out of my hands.
I love that. I love that idea that you can't hold on to things forever.
Yeah. And for some reason, that is just something very hard to accept about life, even though it's what happens.
Well, I've heard this on the record and I love this song, so I can't wait to hear it live.
Well, we'd love to hear it if you'd be willing to play that for us live.
Sure. I'd love to.
Let's hear it. Everybody, this is Out of My Hands by Kristen Nelson.
Cottonwood trees tossed on the breeze. You lost all your leaves today. Lavender rose after it snows. Your beauty just blows away. Barefoot child, carefree and wild, taken away too soon. Sad little girl, straighten your curls, grow up, yeah, you live and you lose. You're holding so tight, hoping you might make it stay, make it stay, make it stay. But life has gone like a kite into the sky and then up, up and away. And it's out of my hands, out of my hands, out of my hands. It's out of my hands, out of my hands again. The drug of love is lifting you up to places you never flew. Your feet on the ground, you finally found that someone you can hold on to. Sudden change you can't explain. You try to arrange the stars, but look at those eyes, two burned out lights, and your hearts are miles apart. You're holding so tight, hoping you might make it stay, make it stay, make it stay. But love has gone like a kite into the sky and then up, up, up and away. And it's out of my hands, out of my hands, out of my hands. It's out of my hands, out of my hands again. Ooh, and there's no way back. Ooh, you gotta let it go. People say time has a way of picking the pieces up. Well, I don't know if that's really so, but I'd just as soon let them drop. Yeah, 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 we're holding so tight, hoping we might make it stay, make it stay, make it stay. But time has gone like a kite into the sky and then up, up, up and away. And it's out of my hands, out of my hands, out of my hands. It's out of my hands, out of my hands again, again, again and again. And it's out of my hands, out of my hands, out of my hands. It's out of my hands again. It's out of my hands, out of my hands again.
Wow. Oh, that was beautiful. Thank you so much for sharing that.
Thanks.
The story makes those lyrics so much more poignant to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you've heard that
I've heard
song.
the song
Yeah.
so many times. And
Right.
and now it's like, when you hear a song again,
Yeah, totally.
with the meaning behind it. That's why I love to hear about the meaning of these songs.
Yeah, exactly. It's cool to talk about it too, because I forget. It takes me back to kind of where I was when I wrote the songs. And songs are really definitely just a way that a song can reach you, like when other things can't. And music can heal you, and you can use it to heal yourself and others.
And the whole idea of having to let go of things in life, it's a series of letting go of people and things.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, it's sad, but also kind of like in this song, you've made it feel kind of okay.
Yeah.
To let it go.
I think even just at a young age, when you go through loss like that, it's like, yeah, maybe later in life you still process it differently, but it's also like, you realize that is life, and it does make you appreciate it more. It does make you see it a little differently. The people in your life, absolutely. It affects me with my family, with my kids. I definitely appreciate their lives, and I wouldn't maybe as much like as I do if I hadn't experienced that.
So it seems like after this point too, it seems like you kind of wanted to provide a lot of that experience for other people. What made you want to kind of give back?
I think, again, it's just knowing how when you're a kid, you remember back, and I don't know, you just kind of accept the world. You go through it. You don't really know how to articulate it. And I feel a lot of sympathy, empathy for children, especially when they've gone through difficult things. And it can be so hard for parents. It can be hard for people to know what to do. And
do you think it was that moment with your brother that changed everything for you?
Yeah.
The way you look at things?
Absolutely. It really did. It really did. And it still does very much shape how I look at life, how I live my life, and definitely my relationship with the divine.
Talk about that for a minute.
Yeah.
What is your relationship with God?
So, it started before that, before this fire happened. Like, I do feel like since I was a kid, my earliest memories are nature, right? Being outside. These are things I just think I identified with really closely. And I think those are my first real encounters. The beauty of the world, and that was really nurtured into me through just growing up here in the mountains and seeing the clouds on the mountains, seeing rainbows over the mountains, looking out over the city. And my dad is just a huge nature just lover, just like, oh my goodness, I can't believe, just wow, like audibly just like never holds back about just how amazing it is to be alive in nature. And so we took a lot of little road trips to all over, and it was usually always centered around nature. We camped a lot. And so those memories are definitely my first formation of God. And then I always did feel a lot of that just reassurance of God, of someone who loves me very much through music as a kid, through beautiful things like beautiful art, literature, poetry. My mom homeschooled us until I was in 4th grade, like I said. And that was a big focus, was just we memorized poetry. We loved art. We we just nurtured a love of life, that life is beautiful, that the world is a beautiful place. And so even during the times, where you really hit reality, where it's oh, maybe the world isn't this totally beautiful place. People die and things happen. And I think having that foundation really I knew that the world is still a beautiful place. And so I think as I've grown, that good and God have become so synonymous. I think people complicate how that feels, feeling the Spirit. And I think goodness is God when we feel that with the people we love.
That's a beautiful outlook. It makes me feel good just to hear you say that. It's like your songs. I remember a song, Life is Beautiful.
Yeah.
Off your album.
Yeah, there you go.
Did you write that? Tell us about that song.
Yeah, so I wrote that, and a lot of the songs I wrote, I would write while I was going places like driving or doing something and just had time to think. And like I said, it's a sentiment about life that I've just always had. And so even though there's these other facts about life and things that you feel, that's also true. That life is beautiful and that the world is good, that people are good too. And it should be celebrated. It should be acknowledged more than it is.
Kristen, that is just the most perfect intro to this song. Let's go ahead and play it right now so everybody can hear this.
Great.
Do you want to push play or do you want me to?
I was about to say, this is Life is Beautiful by Kristen Nelson.
Yeah.
Breaks in, my day begins. Comb street. It's nothing new, same old view, same old me, and the same old wonderful you. Just trying to make it through. But if I listen, I can feel the rhythm of the day to day. Always something to discover in the minutes that are slipping away. 'Cause life is so beautiful, every day a new beginning. And when the day's complete, we'll go back to sleep and see what tomorrow will bring for you and me. I know that we might ask for answers time will never let us have. We can't understand. Well, me, myself, I don't mind taking life just one day at a time. Don't wanna fall behind. And there's no use asking why, when all you really need is love and all you have is time. Then life is so beautiful, every day a new beginning. And when the day is complete, we'll go back to sleep and see what tomorrow will bring for you and me. Yeah, life is so beautiful. Life is so beautiful, every day a new beginning. And when the day is complete, we'll go back to sleep and see what tomorrow will bring for you and me. Ooh.
Incredible. I love that song. It just makes me feel warm, and I kind of get this picture of ordinary people doing ordinary things, and that's what the beautiful part of life is, you know?
Yes, yeah.
My wife told me one time before we got married that she said that you should marry somebody that you can stare at white walls with and be okay with. And I kind of think about that in this song, like, life is a lot of just mundane things and some hard things, but then there's joy in there.
Yeah.
And I feel like this song just captures that. So
Yeah.
thanks for sharing that with us. Kristen, we've been talking about some heavy things.
Yeah.
You ready to lighten it up a little
I'm
bit?
ready.
If you looked up Kristen Nelson online, what would you find?
I don't know.
If you look
There's
on
not
the
Cornucopia
much.
of things.
Is
you know?
there?
Yeah.
I don't know.
There's
Tell me.
stuff online. There's some of your primary album. There's some of
Okay,
your
yeah.
album. But then there's also some things called Free to Be Me.
Oh, yes.
What are Free to
Yes.
Be Me's?
What are Free to Be Me's? Free to Be Me's are a kind of a response to COVID, actually. I had started little classes in my community for kids because we seriously we were lacking in expressive arts opportunities for my kids, and that mattered a lot to me. And
Like your dad? Like your dad?
Like, yeah. Like people are not walking around like exclaiming about the sunset. And so it was like, what's wrong with everybody? We need a little class and learn how to do this. So I started up a little class for kids with expressive arts, and I would dress up like, Lady Fall and do the, this whole like movement thing with them and with classical music and stuff. So anyway, I just haven't like done that sort of like stuff, I think, since I was a kid. So it was like tapping into this energy that was like, wow, I'm really like, this is my thing. This is my energy. Like a little weird. And I feel like as I get older, I just get a lot more comfortable with that energy, which like as a kid could be too much. Like for me as a kid, I was kind of always a little too much, just whether it was like, look at my show, look at this, I'm doing this, just always kind of needing some attention, or like, that's what it looked like. But I think I just really get a lot of energy from like creating things and just like getting people involved and like coming up with stuff that we're all going to do and just like moving with life in that way. And I struggle with systems and predictability and things like that.
I think it's so fun to watch. There's some musical artists, they just do music and that's it.
Yeah.
But there are other artists like you that they kind of explore these other forms of self-expression, and I think it taps into different parts of ourselves.
Yeah, for sure. It does. And I really don't like people needing to over-identify so hard about like who they are, what they are, like creatively and artistically. And, it's like, I am this. And it's like, I don't know, a book I was reading was Show Your Work. And he talks about the amateur and how that word actually means lover of many things. Okay, I might be getting that wrong. But it's kind of like that is about loving what you do. And it's about the love that you bring to things. And like, I like that so much more than just like putting yourself in a box and well, I can't do that because I do music. I can't do that because I'm a mom, or I do this. And I really reject that. And, as I've moved through life and just like done different things, even though I feel like a lot of people don't. I think a lot of people are pretty boring. Just like miss out on a lot of fun in life.
I think a lot of people don't always accept themselves. They're not always natural or true to themselves as they could be.
That's true.
And I want to say that one of your songs, maybe called Hipster Girl, kind of fits that.
Yeah, sure. I mean, that song was kind of actually me being a little more like less serious about just songwriting and like, what if I just go there, because I can get kind of heady and like it has to mean something. And I feel like Hipster Girl was like this just kind of playful thing that I hadn't usually done. And it was expressive of just kind of this time in my life. And like hipsters were like everywhere, proving that they were like more hipster than anybody else.
But the weird thing is you are a hipster.
I am the OG hipster, like officially, I don't know what I need to prove that, like some fedora from like somewhere that is like, I don't know, kind of around the time I met my husband, and we were dating and just kind of having fun. We went to South by Southwest together, like on this road trip. And that song was kind of just from that like road trip we took, where we went down to Austin and then went down through the South and stayed with like family along the way, wound up back in Chicago for his grandma's birthday. And it was just like,
awesome.
We just had fun. We were still dating, but we were just like having fun and really getting to know each other. And that's why I married him, honestly, because we loved music. He doesn't play music or anything, but he has great taste in music. And we both just love live music. So anyway,
well, Hipster Girl.
This is a long way to say.
Hipster Girl is a jam, I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
You listen to it once and you can't, I cannot stop thinking about that song once you hear it one time in a day. You keep singing it over and over. It's my daughter Sophia's favorite song off your record.
Man. Yeah, kids do like it. I've noticed. My kids love it.
Well, I'd love to get it stuck in my head. Can we listen to it right now?
Sure.
Everybody, this is Kristen Nelson, Hipster Girl, and you're hearing it on Jam Chats on BYU Radio.
we're getting old. We gotta get it together. Turn up your stereo. I wanna stay on forever. 'Cause I'm your hipster girl. I'm your hipster girl. All I wanna do is be your hipster girl. I'm your hipster girl. Your hipster girl. Baby, won't you let me be your hipster, hipster girl? We packed the Subaru and headed out on the highway. We missed a turn or two, but we were singing the whole way. Check out the cityscape, the windows shining like diamonds. You're such a sweet escape, I never want 'em to find us. Nah, 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 'cause I'm your hipster girl. I'm your hipster girl. All I wanna do is be your hipster girl. I'm your hipster girl. Your hipster girl. Baby, won't you let me be your hipster, hipster girl? I'm your hipster girl, your hipster girl. All I wanna do is be your hipster, hipster. I'm your hipster girl, your hipster girl. Baby, won't you let me be your hipster, hipster girl? I'm your hipster girl.
Okay. I can't stop thinking about it now. The claps in that song are the best.
Yeah. Yes, they are. You know, I can so.
Clap, clap.
That is the genius of the song.
So you went on this road trip with this guy named Gavin. Tell me about him.
Well, yeah, I met Gavin kind of during a time like I had served a mission in Finland. I got back and I was just, I don't know, figuring life out again. And then I really was excited to go back to Europe. I just loved it and I wanted to go back and just do it all. But before I left for Europe, I met Gavin. And just at the time was like, yeah, I'm ready for a break. I'm not interested in dating. I'm just like, I was leaving for Europe like on my birthday. And so like the day before he came by and brought me a birthday present to take with me or something. And
Smart man.
yeah, he was super smart.
Yeah.
He knew I had this super long layover in Chicago and he loved Chicago. I'd never been. And so he got me this like city pass with like a train ticket thing so I could take it from the airport to downtown and go see the Art Institute, the museum there. I loved art. And so he's like, you got to see it.
Man.
Yeah. And so I did it super fast and ran all around the art museum as fast as I could at the Art Institute. And so, yeah, it was a good placeholder because I got back and it was a little bit after Thanksgiving. And I was like, well, do you want to go get some pumpkin pie? I miss Thanksgiving, and that's when we really started to date. I don't know, just
Your
hit
first
it
date
off.
was pumpkin pie?
That was not our first date.
Oh.
Our first date, I don't know, he had been told not to make it like a first date. He's like, I don't know, gotten some advice that like just act like this is just nothing. And so
Is that your Gavin
we like
voice?
whoever told Gavin was saying this. And so anyway, I like get in the car next to like this other girl, and then Gavin and his best friend are in the car, and so Gavin and I are talking like all the way to this concert, like through the rearview mirror, and I'm like, yeah, like cool. And then we start talking about like just music, and he's like, oh yeah, I took this history of jazz class, and I was like, I took a history of jazz class, and that was it. I was like,
That's your
that
true
was
voice.
the real, that was
That's your true
that's
voice.
my true voice. Yeah, yeah, this is my radio voice, but yeah, but anyway, so
That's
that's where it started actually.
That's surprise. History of jazz. Who knew? So
Yeah.
whoever's listening, if you want to find your soulmate, take a history of jazz class.
Gavin is
You'll find
smooth.
each other.
Buying a girl that you're interested in a city pass and hooking her up.
I know.
Yeah, that's smooth,
I know.
Gavin.
Talk jazz.
Sweet.
I know.
Sheesh.
Yeah, he'd been around the block, you know, but I was not in a hurry. We dated for a couple years, and he just was really, really patient.
So Gavin seems like such a great guy, but like,
I mean, he kind of gets better and better. Like, I had all these concerns. I didn't really want to get married. And yeah, it was
How
just
come?
like, I don't know, just, you know, I did kind of have this fear that I was going to disappear after I got married, that like just my life would end, that I would get married and have kids. And then I just couldn't ever be me again, because I'd like to create, because I'd like to be free.
you're like a kite.
It was a little like
wants
a
to keep
kite.
going up in the air.
Yeah, exactly. And Gavin was just holding on. And so marriage was kind of that way for me. But yeah, super in love with Gavin, and we got married. But it was a little bit of a transition. And he was in school, was getting his MBA, and it was just busy. And I didn't see him very much, like for the first few months of getting married. And I was already like, what happened? I was just alone a lot. And I, you know, I hear that people's first year of marriage could be like this, just a transition. And so it was for me. It's just a part of our history. And it's like, we're not, I don't know.
I mean, I think everybody goes through those transitions, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
sure. I don't think they talk about them, you know, because you can kind of feel like, oh, what's wrong with us? We're not. It wasn't like there was anything wrong. I feel like it was probably pretty normal. But so in this album, I have realized there's a lot of that struggle of like, oh, I want to be free. And then like, not.
Life is beautiful, but why I want to get out of here?
Like, let me out. So like during that time where I was just kind of transitioning into a new phase of life, yeah, I wrote a song to just kind of get me through it. Songs do, they really can help you feel okay about things. And this song was like that for me. And it is when I listen to it, even though it's not even related to that time anymore.
Could you play it for us?
Sure. It's called Man in the Moon. You talking to the moon last night, like you were face to face. I guess it must be kind of nice to know you're not the only man in space. Ever wonder how it feels to be a man made out of stone? Ever wonder why it hurts to be alone? I wasn't happy when you came back home later than you said. So I didn't kiss you like I didn't care. Hit the lights and went to bed. Ever wonder why it's hard to say I'm sorry when you're not? Ever worrying about the devil in your heart? Ground today. It was lying in a parking lot. I watched the colors float around my face till a car came and covered it up. Ever wonder if the dreams you have are better left unseen? Ever wonder if they're closer than they seem? Ever wonder if they're closer than they
Wow, emotional. Those are some intense lyrics there.
Yeah, well, I'm pretty intense, CJ.
So before the song, you're talking about how you were transitioning into this new marriage and you're scared of losing yourself once you started having kids and going into this. So what happened? Because you've had kids.
Yeah.
You've gotten married.
Yeah.
What has kind of happened?
Still here.
What's been your journey? You're still here.
Yeah,
That's good.
I have not disappeared. I think motherhood itself was something that was hard to know what to expect from it. You see it from the outside, portrayed lots of different ways. And so you just don't really know what your journey is going to be. So yeah, it's scary. But once I had made the decision that, yeah, I want to start our family, I want to have kids, and I'm ready for that. It was super exciting. And it was actually really good for our marriage. We were able to go do cool things. Now we look back and we're like, we did nothing. Like, we didn't know anything. We were idiots. But having kids really brought us closer together. It was super just awesome to go through the experience. I couldn't have done it without Gavin, and I wouldn't want to go through this with anybody but Gavin. No.
You were expecting your first child when you were recording your album.
Yeah. Yeah.
Tell me about that.
That was really fun for me because I had also just finished my degree. That mattered to me. I really wanted to finish that. Yeah, like I said, I was worried about, I'm never going to do music. And it was actually a super cool thing to just do that and to go out, record, even though I was pregnant, really pregnant, and connect with music and also just get kind of in touch with this, wow, my life continue, my music, and also I'm going to have this baby, and that's just, I can share music with this baby, and it's just, there's a lot of joy in my future in it. But yeah, super cool to record.
And that song, Closer to You Every Day, what's that about?
Yeah. So again, feelings and thoughts that get all stuck inside, and you need to find a way to get them out. And it's hard when you're anticipating a baby, just how to manage your mind. So I sat down, wrote out my feelings, and they turned into these lyrics. And it really was this letter to my daughter and also to me. It was just something that really connected us before she even got there. So the song's about my daughter, Joni. Her name's Joan, after some great Joans in music history.
Joni Mitchell.
Joni Mitchell, one. Yeah, Joan Baez. And now she's very proud of it. She, because she has 3 younger sisters, and she's like, this is my song. Because I didn't, yeah.
Well, we'd love to listen to it.
Great.
Everybody, this is Closer to You Every Day by Kristen Nelson. You're listening to Jam Chats on BYU Radio.
Nailed it.
I don't know you, but I love you. It's a strange sensation that I'm slowly getting used to. I can't see you, but I need you. And I'd like to believe that you need me too. Oh baby, it's been a long time coming, but I'm ready for a change. And it may be I'm on a lost train running, but I know you'll help me find my way. I'm getting closer to you every day. I'm not perfect, not too funny, just a plain Jane person with her 9 to 5. But I'm willing to give up money if it means you'll be with me and we can share this little life together. Baby, it's been a long time coming, but I'm ready for a change. And it may be I'm on a lost train running, but I okay. Getting closer to you every day, yeah. Closer to you every day, yeah. Closer to you every day.
I love this song.
I
It's
do
a beautiful
too.
song.
That was such a cool one to record. This is what I've like realized too, as I've done other things besides music. It's really rewarding for me because I'm a mom. It's fun to do other things too. And it also is really fun for my kids to see it. They want me to. They love it when I'm happy, when I'm able to do those things. They think it's really cool. It shows them too that they can continue just doing stuff and they don't have to be limited. You know, I grew up with lots of kids, but I don't know, like having my own kids just really deepened my awareness of children and value them and just value their minds, value what they're bringing to the world and what we're giving to them. So I care a lot about that. I mean, I also really raised them to feel very connected to who they are. That matters a lot to me, that they are in touch with themselves. It's the free to be me thing. It's something that I struggled with because as a kid, I didn't feel very seen for like for my gifts. You know, my parents did, but it was just like, I don't know. It's easy to just kind of conform and become what's okay and acceptable for people. And as I got older, it was just like it's become very important to me that I keep doing that for myself, but also that my kids like are seen for who they are, that they're not being pushed to perform and to meet certain standards that I don't care about. You know, I want them to be who they are and be the best they can at it.
I think it's fantastic that you're doing that for your kids, but also for yourself. It's almost like you're trying to tell everybody that my mom has feelings too.
Yes,
It's like that.
It's like that. Well, we're laughing, everybody, because Kristen Nelson, not only is she a wonderful artist, poet, singer-songwriter, but she's also an author, and she's
Yeah.
been published.
Just recently, yeah.
So tell us about that book.
Yeah. So I wrote this poem called My Mom Has Feelings Too. And it was that. I was talking to a friend about things because we really mom really hard. We try to do it really well. And as I was having kids, I was reading lots of parenting books and just feeling really like, yeah, I'm going to get this right. I'm going to do such a good job. And lots of focus on making sure my kids are really validated and that they're seen. But I started realizing how the way that modern parenting kind of seems to be pushed is just more and more moms like burning out because of just like we're trying to be superhuman, trying to be
Totally.
just, you know, if you want to raise good kids, you just don't have feelings pretty much. You just don't want to show that you never want to lose it. You never want to you don't want to scare them. You don't want to traumatize them. You don't want to, these kids are just going to break if we ever are ourselves with them. And I was feeling so much of that anxiety in my life and feeling just less and less cool about myself and working so hard and like, what's the deal? I'm like doing this. I'm so committed to this and I'm feeling worse and worse. And a big part of that was just how much I was kind of like not allowing for my humanity, my just imperfection. And like that was actually all part of this glorious relationship of parenthood and motherhood. And so I started getting more real about my feelings and just like what I was really feeling. I didn't have to like let it out on my kids. But honestly, if I didn't accept myself more, I would take it out on my kids. They'd have to deal with a really frustrated mom, and learning how to get into my own big feelings really helped me connect more with my kids, really helped me accept myself more and drop the like Instagram thing, you know, perfect woman thing, and just see the kids in front of me, see my gifts, see myself, work with what I've got, focus on that.
I bet your kids just love you as a mom. I bet they...
Thanks.
And what you're instilling in them, I feel like maybe it's what your parents passed down to you.
Yeah, for sure.
And now you're passing that to your generation, the next generation.
Yeah, for sure. I'm super lucky to be their mom. I tell them that every night when they go to bed because they teach me so much. And it's so hard. It's hard to see yourself in the context of motherhood, parenthood. You can't hide. You got to go through it. And kids, fortunately, are not here to just ruin your life and, just push all your buttons and just make you feel terrible. They really do help us grow and deepen our love for them, as we learn how to change. And yeah.
Yeah, it's so real. I love how real that is. And I know you have a lot of feelings towards that subject. And it's so great to hear an artist pour out their heart. There's so much superficialness in the world. And that's what I love about you as an artist, is that I think everybody can get from this episode that Kristen Nelson is real. She's real. And sometimes it hurts and sometimes it feels good, but it's always real for you.
I do like it to be real.
Yeah.
I like to keep it real.
Yeah.
Kristen, it's been such a pleasure being present here with you, listening to your music.
Same.
You're a wonderful mom and you're a wonderful artist. And it's just been a pleasure for me to be here with you too.
So much fun.
Everybody, thanks for listening. Have a good night.